Good morning, kids. This is Coach Fern. Got a new story for you from the book called Don't Kiss the Frog. Princess Stories with Attitude. There once was a princess named Grace. She hated her name because it sounded graceful and elegant, exactly as a princess is supposed to be. But she wasn't graceful, she wasn't elegant. She was tall, spindly, with big feet and long legs like spaghetti, which, just like spaghetti, spent tangled most of the time. She was falling down, knocking things down, and tripping up. One morning, as she fell downstairs for breakfast, she found that the castle had been hung with scarlet banners. A tournament was to be held, jousting, at which every knight in the kingdom would have the chance to prove his skills. Grace must curtsy to the winning knight and present him with a handkerchief, declared the king. Oh no, wailed Grace. The last time I tried to curtsy, my knees got knotted together. I fell over and knocked poor Sir Slap-a-Shot into the moat. You'll just have to practice, said the king. Your spindly legs. Falling down. Grace stuck out her bottom and she tried to look elegant. Bump! Her rear end collided with a servant carrying a great big pot of porridge, and with a sticky splash, he tumbled headfirst into the gooey pot, his legs sticking out like spoons. Sorry, stammered Grace. Come on, the queen said with a sigh. It's time to have a fitting for the dress you'll wear. It was gold and shiny and long as a cathedral aisle. Don't trip on the hem. Grace's stomach churned like a water wheel. Can I ride my pony? The winning knight will be on his horse. I can present the hanky like that. She loved to ride. It was the only time she didn't feel clumsy. If her pony's legs did the walking for her, Grace wouldn't trip and fall. Ride? Shrieked the dressmaker. Never. The dress will get crushed. You must walk. Hope it rains, she thought, crossing her fingers under the long gold sleeves. If it rains, the tournament might be canceled. There he is going into the gooey pot. It didn't rain. The day of the tournament dawned, bright and shiny as the golden dress, and the castle buzzed like a beehive. People swarmed into the gardens. Dancers swirled around maypoles, and knights in gleaming suits of armor clanked across the lawn. The king flung back the doors of the castle, and the cheering began. All hail the king! Hooray for Princess Grace! She was shaking. I will not stumble, she murmured, walking slowly down the palace steps. If I do not stumble, I will not fall. There's the bright sun, and there she is. Splat! She landed flat on her face. The crowd gasped. Some people giggled. Whoops-a-daisy, princess, a floppy-haired jester said with a laugh. She looked up at her father. His face was dark. He sighed and said, Why can't you be more careful? She struggled to her feet, hitched up the dress, and ran. Tears were in her eyes. She ran to the corner of the castle, desperate to hide her shame. Why am I always so clumsy? She asked. She stumbled into a field of tents where the knights were getting ready for the tournament, and horses were tethered, saddles were being polished, and suits of armor hung like laundry from the trees. The knights were busy with their preparations. They didn't notice her crying. She didn't notice the sharp lance lying on the ground, the pointed end of the weapon caught in the long train of her dress. my gosh. Her dress ripped. She looked around to see if anybody had seen her, and she blushed like a raspberry. She was standing in nothing but her underwear. She looked around, scrambled inside to hide, and then a squire with an enormous red mustache strode to the nearest tent. He picked her up and plunked her on top of a fine gray horse. "Get going, Sir Knight," he bellowed. "The contest is about to begin." Oh, poor Grace. But no time to argue, he snapped. "Knock him down, Sir Knight, knock him down." "Whatever do you mean?" squealed Grace as the horse reared up and galloped toward the joust. See what he did? He put her in a knight's outfit. It soon became obvious what he did. She wielded the lance and knocked knights off their horses. She knocked them off before they could do the same to her. She was good at knocking things down, very good. And night after night, tumbled. They cheered for her. "How brave he is, how well he knocks the others down." Safe inside her armor, she felt brave and strong. And she waved the lance in the air. "Who's clumsy now?" she grinned and said to herself. Crash, she knocked another one down. The contest has been won. The contest has been won. Where's the princess? She should present the handkerchief now. And there she is, knocking them all down, winning over and over again. With trembling fingers, Grace lifted up her helmet and dropped it by mistake. There was a terrible clatter and a thump as it landed on the king's foot. The crowd gasped. "It's Princess Grace," they cried. They clapped and cheered louder than ever. Grace smiled shyly and bowed. The king smiled too. "Congratulations," he said, smiling and rubbing his foot. "From this day forward, you'll be known as the most skilled and princessy of all my knights." And so it was that the jousting princess lived happily ever after and never stopped knocking things down. Okay, kids, I will be making you another read aloud coming soon. And have a wonderful day today, okay? That's Coach Fern. I'm out.